So, how come I was not informed that Harry and Meghan supposedly have this rich friend who assures their dream life between private jets and luxury villas in Los Angeles? I mean, apparently they have a sugar mama. Why wasn't I informed of this? Some woman named Victoria Jackson. I mean, this is all hearsay from the Daily Fail. So take it with 2 pinches of salt. But this woman named Victoria Jackson, who apparently is a co owner of the Godmothers bookstore in Summerland, California, where Meghan has a pop-up as ever store currently running. I think the bookstore was opened in 2024, and many bold-faced names like Oprah Winfrey and, of course, the Sussexes attended the opening of this bookstore. Apparently, Miss Jackson, it sounds like she might be a billionaire, obviously. And she opened it with a friend of hers, but she apparently, according to the Daily Fail, you guys, Sussex Scott is already beating their heads against the wall. Why are you talking to us about the Daily Fail? Oh, what else do you want me to talk to you about? Okay, the New York Times. Anyway, so the Daily Fail said that this woman Jackson is basically, as I said, the sugar mama for Harry and Meghan, because apparently Harry and Meghan have no money of their own. Harry and Meghan don't work. Harry and Meghan have no projects. So, they are destitute, like yours truly. And so they have this sugar mama, but I wish I had a sugar mama, or I need a sugar daddy, you guys. I need a sugar daddy. Please, if you know anybody it's got to be a sugar daddy, lots of sugar. They call Sussex squatties sugars. What does that even mean? Does that mean like we're sugar daddies or sugar mamas or something? I don't understand that. Anyway, I digress. So this woman, Victoria Jackson, apparently is a billionaire, as I said, and the Daily Fail will have us believe that she's the one who is bankrolling Harry and Meghan's dream life in Los Angeles, right? And so, as I said, this woman apparently was in medicine. Then she became an entrepreneur where she now has some kind of makeup line, the no makeup line. And it seems like Meghan has been wearing her line as well. And so I guess we should brace ourselves to hear that Meghan has a collaboration with her on this. I mean, we have to wait and see. But yeah, she's an entrepreneur and she is a good friend of Meghan's. I mean, listen, say what you want about Harry and Meghan. They know how to schmooze, okay? And that is a very important um, thing in business. You know what I mean? You have to know how to wine and dine and network, and you know the right people and spend your time and energy with the right people when you are an entrepreneur. Otherwise, your entrepreneurship, it just dies because you can't do it by yourself, and you can't do it with people who can't help you, frankly. So you'd be smart to surround yourself with successful people who can help you, and I think Harry and Meghan have have done that very well. They left the UK and they could have drowned. They could have absolutely collapsed because King Charles kindly cut Harry off from the vaults, the bank vaults. So there's no money. You can go, but there's no money. There is no money. So you sink, you swim. It's up to you, darling. And so Harry and Meghan, they flew to California and they stayed at the home of a billionaire, which was good because I think that you have to surround yourself with the right things and the right people depending on what you want out of your life. I mean, if you want to be financially successful, surround yourself with people who are financially successful. So they go to California, they stay in the home of a billionaire, they get a taste for that. It whets their appetite, you know, and but it's not theirs. It's not their house. And they said it in the documentary. They were like, it's really nice, but it's not ours. But it inspired them to not only want to get their own, but to figure out how to do that. And I think one of the ways they've done it is they surround themselves with people who are successful and who know what they're doing in business, right? And that's how Megan has become the it girl that she now is. And Megan is such a quintessential it girl. I don't. Is that okay to say? I never know if it's okay until somebody corrects me, like, oh, it's bad to be an it girl. But to me, being an it girl is a good thing, right? And she's what everybody wants to talk about and what everybody looks at for their fashion and da 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 da. And I'm sure this one Victoria Jackson. What the heck was that? Sorry. I'm sure this one, Victoria Jackson, will probably be collaborating with her with the no makeup line and so on and so forth. But, I just think that Harry and Meghan have done exceptionally well at surrounding themselves with the right people, even with like say a Kris Jenner. I have mixed feelings about the Kardashians, and as I have admitted, a part of it is really just you know a bias and my snobbery or whatever. Which how dare me, right? But say what you want about the Kardashians, they know how to succeed as entrepreneurs, right? They're good business people. Kris Jenner has a good business head. She has a good head for business. And I think Megan could learn a lot from Kris Jenner in terms of, how to take an idea and surround yourself with the right people and get it done, get it from idea to actually product, and so I think that, between the Victoria Jacksons and the Kris Jenners and the Oprah Winfreys and the Tyler Perrys and, all of the other people, even, the Jeff Bezoses and so on, they have surrounded themselves with people who have achieved something. And, when you juxtapose that with, say, the royal experts, the people on the morning shows in the UK, the people on YouTube, talking smack about Meghan, saying Meghan, is a narcissist. Meghan doesn't know how to behave. Meghan is insecure. Meghan is this. Meghan is that. And you look at what have they really achieved. The greatest what is that? I need to remember to turn off the notifications. Just ask me how to do that. I have no idea, but I need to do it. You know, these people need to, they sit there and they have all these things to say about Meghan, but what have they personally achieved other than their moment of greatness of having a YouTube channel where they talk about Meghan? I mean, that's their greatest achievement. Right. And Meghan is looking for something more. So she surrounds herself with people who have achieved a little bit more than just, getting, 100,000 views on YouTube, and those people are the people like the Victoria Jacksons, the Oprah Winfreys, the Tyler Perrys, the Jeff Bezoses, the Kris Jenners, and others, right? Who, at least in business, have achieved something more than just talk, right? I don't have a big problem with that at all, and I don't suppose, you do either. The only thing is, this idea with the Daily Fail saying that Victoria Jackson is, bankrolling Harry and Meghan's lifestyle. I mean, how dare they, try to belittle and undermine Harry and Meghan's achievements, their financial achievements, what they have done, what they have built, right? In 5 years, right? How dare they try to say that that's all because of Victoria Jackson. I mean, one minute it's because of Victoria Jackson, the next minute it's because of Oprah Winfrey. It's so silly. These people are so silly because they wanted and they expected Harry and Meghan to fail spectacularly. The 5 year mark was never supposed to even happen. They would have failed within the first year, second year maximum. Harry was going to run back home to Britain, you know, maybe with a custody battle for Archie. And Megan would have to go back to being a working actress where she's auditioning for stuff and yada, yada, yada. I mean, Megan did go back to being a working actress in the sense that she has a cameo coming up in a show, but she doesn't need it. They needed her. She's the it girl that they came to get and to beg to appear as in a cameo as herself, by the way, right? So she didn't really go back to acting, although if she did and if she wanted to, she could, right? I mean, I have the perfect part for her that I've written, as I've said a million times, all right? But that all being said, they all expected this big spectacular failure. And when that didn't happen, and Harry and Meghan actually had all these successes, they needed to give the credit to somebody else. So now they're saying it's Victoria Jackson. And I'm sure that Victoria Jackson is a very, very good friend of Harry and Meghan's, whoever she is. It seems that they are very well acquainted. She's the owner of Godmothers bookstore in Summerlin, California. As I said, Godmothers bookstore in 1 year seems to have become the it place, the hot spot for people in the Montecito area. And even if they're not, they would drive down there just to check out this bookstore because, it's affiliated with Harry and Meghan. So I'm sure that, Victoria Jackson is a very, very good friend. And, Meghan seems to respect her and love her and so on and so forth. But I don't think that she is responsible for Harry and Meghan's success the way that these papers, including the Daily Mail, are trying to say. I'm just saying, right? Give them their credit where it's due.